Johnson. I'm the author of the Nightblood series and the Love Beyond series, which are paranormal and sci-fi romance novels. I've always been a writer ever since I was younger, probably more in high school. I took a creative writing class, and then I took another creative writing class, and I started writing short stories all about damsels who could kick butt and taking on and trying to slay dragons and falling in love along the way. So I've always been a huge reader, and then which naturally for me turned into being a big fan of romance and writing romance. I went to college for creative writing. I ended up double majoring in creative writing and psychology, and continuing my journey, my writing journey with Dr. Hawkes and learning so much from him. But it wasn't until I wrote paranormal romance, my first vampire novel, The City Beneath, that I had what I would call my big break. I had written 2 other full-length novels previous to The City Beneath, which I had attempted to pitch to agents and publishers at different conferences. I'd gotten a couple calls back, but no true bites. And then it wasn't until The City Beneath, that was my 3rd full-length novel that I had written, my first one to be published. So this series, The City Beneath, is published by Kensington Publishing and Lyrical Press. They signed me for 4 books on this series. So this is book 1, The City Beneath. Book 2, Sweet Last Drop. Eternal Rain is book 3. And the series ends with Day Reaper for book 4. And it is a true series in the fact that you should start with book 1 in order to read the entire book. Book 2 picks up right where book 1 leaves off. Book 3 picks up right where 2 leaves off, and it's a full story arc with one hero, one heroine as the main central love story. But in each book, she is solving a different murder mystery. The main character in this series is a investigative reporter. And during book 1 in The City Beneath, she basically discovers vampires living in the sewers of New York City, in their coven under the city. And no one will believe her. And so she is attempting to write her story and survive, and sort of discovers that maybe the vampires aren't the villains that she's truly investigating after all. So you'll have to read to find out. My other series is my Love Beyond series, which is sci-fi romance, alien abduction style. This series is published by Incendi Press. This is book 1. Main character in this book is abducted by aliens and mistaken as a pet. Her hero, Torek, is a military commander on leave as he is coping with his PTSD. And he needs an animal companion to help him mentally recover. And so he is given our heroine, Delaney. And she, in the very beginning of the novel, witnesses a murder, and she believes that it is her fault, that the person who was trying to send her home and reclassify her as a sentient being was murdered because he tried to speak out on her behalf. So in an effort to survive and not be murdered herself, she pretends to be a pet. And so the entire story is going from being, pet and owner dynamic to, will Torek ever find out the truth? And as these 2 characters get closer and closer and reveal more and more about themselves and bare their souls, how 2 so opposite people from opposite sides of the universe could ever become one. So, very exciting stuff. And my newest book is book 2 in that series, which is Sight Beyond the Sun. So thrilled about this book. Like I said, it's the newest to come out. It's book 2, but even though it's a book 2, it's not a sequel. And unlike my Nightblood series, this book can stand alone. So if you wanted to start off with this book, you're more than welcome. There's just a few Easter eggs that you might find if you were to read Beyond the Next Star first. But no worries if you want to start off with this one. You won't miss out on anything, and it is a hot story. Another alien abduction, but this time our heroine does not pretend to be anything other than who she is, except for the fact that she, in order to survive, tells a couple white lies here and there as she attempts to commandeer the spaceship, and so that basically instigate a prison riot on board the spaceship. And our hero, Ravenno, is an undercover spy against his father, who is the leader, tyrant of his planet. And this opposites attract, high stakes, slow burn romance is fantastic for anyone who loves space operas, anyone who likes kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith in space situation. And lots of excitement and explosions in that one. And I would be remiss if I did not also mention the 3 anthologies that I have been a part of with my writers group, First Coast Romance Writers. We put out an annual anthology, which we use the proceeds for to help bring in speakers and fund our programs. And I've written a short story in my Witchy Business series, one for each one of these. This is book 1 in Romancing the Holidays, and then volume 2 of Romancing the Holidays. More and more stories get published every year. And then volume 3 in Romancing the Holidays. And every year I participate. And the short stories I write for those are small town witches getting into fun antics on Halloween night, and how they fall in love. And although all of those short stories, the Witchy Business series is a series, but you could read them in any order as well and still enjoy all of their fun antics. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoy my novels, and happy reading.